she said. Why do men always think they own you? That was her response when I simply asked her not to go on a trip with her ex. So, I changed my relationship status to single. My name is Darren Hull. I'm 29 years old, and for the past 4 months, I've been trying to sort through the emotional wreckage left behind by a woman I once believed I'd marry. 4 months ago, I had a fiancé. We lived together, shared plans, and had spent 4 years as a couple, 6 months engaged. I honestly thought we were building a life together. Now, I sit alone in my new apartment, sipping coffee in silence, watching the occasional desperate text from her light up my phone as her carefully curated world crumbles around her. And strangely enough, I feel free. Let me take you back. Her name was Leah. Beautiful, clever, ambitious. Her laugh could turn heads in any crowded room. We weren't perfect, no one is. But I thought we were steady. She had stood by me through my roughest times, and I'd done the same for her. I truly believed we understood one another. That was before her ex, Adrian, came back into the picture. Adrian was her college boyfriend. They had 3 years of history together. When Leah and I first started dating, I noticed how her face would subtly change whenever someone mentioned his name, a tiny flicker of emotion I couldn't read. I never pushed her about it. I believed in giving people space for their past. Then, in March, Adrian moved back to town to work for a startup. And suddenly, he was everywhere: mutual dinners, group game nights. Oh, Adrian's coming too. Hope that's okay. It wasn't. But I stayed silent. I'm not possessive or controlling. I trusted her. That was mistake number 1. Then came the signs. First, Leah suddenly became obsessed with fitness. She started hitting CrossFit classes at 5 a.m., buying pricey new gym outfits every week, and posting motivational quotes with flexing selfies online. This woman hadn't touched a dumbbell in 2 years, but now she was in grind mode every morning. Next came the secrecy. Her phone, once left casually around the apartment, was now always face down, always on silent. She guarded it like it held her second heartbeat. If I walked by while she was texting, she'd tilt the screen away. But the breaking point came one Thursday night. Over dinner, she casually mentioned that Adrian had invited her to a weekend work retreat at Lake Tahoe. Just the two of them. Networking, she said, twirling her pasta. I asked, what kind of networking retreat involves a weekend getaway with your ex? She sighed. Why are you being weird about this? Adrian and I are just friends. It's not like that. Then she admitted she hadn't told me earlier because she knew I'd react like this. That red flag became a glowing neon sign. I stayed calm. Too calm, maybe. I said, I'm not comfortable with you going on a trip alone with your ex. That's a basic boundary. She rolled her eyes at me like I was some overprotective father refusing his daughter a night out. Fine, I won't go, she snapped. But she wasn't fine. That whole night, she stomped around the apartment, slamming cabinets and refusing to speak. The next morning, I woke up to an empty bed. Her gym bag was gone. So was her weekend suitcase, the one she claimed to have unpacked. An hour later, I saw her Instagram story, an airport selfie, sunglasses on, coffee in hand. The caption read, "Why do men always think they own you? Living my best life." Her friends flooded the comments with "Yas Queen" and fire emojis. I didn't text. I didn't call. I didn't even react. I just stared at the screen and let it sink in. This wasn't a mistake, it was a choice. That Saturday morning, I opened Facebook, changed my relationship status to single, and turned off my phone. Then I went for a run and started planning my exit. When I turned my phone back on, chaos exploded. 30 missed calls. Over 200 texts. Messages like, "Babe, why did you change your status? This isn't funny. Change it back. You can't do this to me while I'm in Tahoe." Her best friend messaged me, "Mia's having a panic attack. You're being cruel." Full? All I'd done was draw one line. So I shut my phone off again and spent the weekend cleaning, boxing up her things, and preparing to move on. I was done. Sunday night, I did something I hadn't done in years. I texted Casey. Casey was this sweet, sarcastic girl from my gym. We'd always exchanged playful banter, and she once told me, "If things ever change with your girlfriend, call me."
So I did.
Hey, random question, free this week? Wanna grab sushi? She replied within a minute. Is this real? How's Tuesday? While Leia was busy trying to salvage her little adventure, I was lining up my first real date in 4 years. And honestly, it was great. Casey didn't touch her phone once. She asked questions, laughed at my terrible jokes, and actually made me feel seen. Around 9 p.m., I glanced at my phone. 23 missed calls from Leia. Her story now read, a plain black screen captioned, "Going through something. Please give me space." The irony was unreal. When I got home, Leia was sitting on the porch steps, mascara streaked, eyes red. "You ignored me for 3 days," she said. "You flew to Tahoe with your ex after I asked you not to," I replied. Her voice cracked. "I came back early." "No, you came back because I changed my relationship status, not because you respected my boundary." That's when I handed her a 30-day notice. The lease was in my name. Legally, it was my right. She went pale. "You've been planning this." "No," I said. "I've been ignoring this. There's a difference." The next few weeks were miserable. She refused to leave, turned passive-aggressive, tried seduction, begged, cried, even had her mom call me to plead. But then Karma walked in, wearing a blonde wig.
Emma.
Adrian's girlfriend. Yes, girlfriend. They'd been together for 8 months. She had proof, screenshots, flirty messages, explicit photos. Turns out the Tahoe work retreat wasn't business at all. Adrian had booked a couple suite. There were no investors. Emma wanted to confront them. I told her to wait. Let them implode on their own. And they did. Emma's father owned the company Adrian worked for. When she filed a report showing Adrian was giving Leia's company unethical discounts, he was suspended and fired soon after. Leia, meanwhile, found herself jobless, homeless, and Instagram official, with a man who no longer had a career. They ended up crashing at her sister's tiny apartment. Meanwhile, I was thriving, promoted at work, dating Casey, and finally living a drama-free life. Then, last week, Leia texted me, "Can we talk?" We met at Starbucks. She looked nothing like her filtered photos. She admitted it was all a mistake. "I want to come home," she said. I told her the truth. That home doesn't exist anymore. She pleaded, "After all these years, you can't just walk away." "No," I said. "You walked away every time you lied, hid things, and gaslit me for asking for the bare minimum. I just finally caught up." She cried. I left, and I didn't look back. Casey and I are still together. She jokes she owes Leia a thank you card. We went bowling last week. She's hilariously bad, but laughs the entire time. And me? I've learned something valuable. Some people don't need revenge. They just need consequences. Sometimes, setting your relationship status to single isn't giving up. It's taking your power back.